Oh boy. Anyone in chat? Anyone at all in chat? Ninchaki, hello. Yeah. A lot of my previous regular stream viewers probably won't be here because I haven't streamed in a couple months. Plus, I've had a falling out with one of them, so I know he definitely won't be here. Yep. Yep, we're getting some Sekiro boss ranking footage. I used to could average close to 10 viewers per stream, which was pretty good, I thought, for my channel, but I haven't streamed in a couple months, so that probably won't be good. Our boy, hello, good to see you. We're getting some Sekiro boss ranking footage. Use this to get my health back. Seeing as I'm gonna have to fight some people here. Leader Shiniguri and Geni in the first area, to be specific. I'll probably kill Tutorial Genichiro for the flex. So this is gonna be all bosses and mini bosses in this run. Can't recommend Nioh 2 enough. I have both of them on my shelf right now. I'm looking at it right there. I actually keep it right next to Dark Souls on my shelf. I just haven't played it. It takes a while for me to decide to play a game. Am I good? Yeah, I had COVID like 3 weeks ago, and I just still have a cough from it. Yeah, I had COVID like 3 weeks ago, so I just still have the cough. Alright. I'm hoping to see at least Yaram and Strodeus here. Probably won't see Exodus or Drago, just because my time zones are, like, there. Not a big fan? What do you mean? Yeah. I see Strodeus, Yaram, Exodus, or Drago, but I don't know. I'm not snorting to the microphone. I'm starting to sound like DSP. Just snorting into the micro. Yeah, I am actually going to sound like DSP. Let me not say that. Hello, Darkness. Oh, a fan of Nioh 2? Yeah, I mean, I haven't played it. The only thing from Team Ninja I've ever played was, I played Stranger of Paradise, which I had fun with. Is there a chest up here? I can't remember. I saw one. Nah, it doesn't happen. I had fun with Stranger of Paradise. I did. I can't say it was like the greatest thing ever, but I definitely had fun with it. Nioh 2 is incredible. The combat seems really good. I need to play the Neos. I need to play Wolong. Do I keep the charm? This is boss ranking footage. Let's not break my neck trying to beat this. I know I could do it because I've done this on New Game Plus 4 with Kuro's Charm, but I'd rather not break my neck trying to just get boss ranking footage. Not trying to sweat this out, just trying to get footage for it. Hello. Hello. You gonna hit back? Fine. Thrust. Oh, he deflected my thrust. What a Chad. I did not expect that. If you ever play God of War 3, then you'll like Nioh. I actually didn't care much for the old God of Wars. I guess it's because I was expecting the combat to be kind of like Devil May Cry, and it didn't feel as good as Devil May Cry. Because DMC5 is one of my favorite games ever, but it didn't feel as good as DMC5. Or it's just even I would say it honestly didn't even feel as good as DMC4. I didn't even like DMC4. Alright, Leader Shinigami. Okay. Oh, I did not. I did not deflect that. Okay, well, he's done. Neo 2 is one step below DMC, considering how high octane combat can get. Yeah, it seems like it's, like, much faster paced. Like, basically, the way I've had it described to me is, like, Neo is, like, the Souls games with better combat and worse level design. So it's a bit of a trade-off, but, yeah. I mean, gameplay is the most important part of any game, so, yeah. I should probably save that clip where I fought Shinigami, yeah? Might be a good idea. I'm assuming, did I get the whole thing? Yeah, I got the whole thing. Okay, good. Yeah. Alright, this is gonna be Tutorial Guinea. I think we kill this guy for the flex. I think I do. I just have to remember that I have to deflect his thrusts. I can't carry. Playable, the first playthrough Neo 2 is considered a tutorial playthrough since New Game Plus is a big part of the game. I mean, that's kind of how the new Doom games are. Like, your first playthrough is a tutorial for hard mode, which will absolutely destroy you. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get my rhythm back. Hold on a second. I haven't played this game in a minute. It's been a couple weeks since I played Sekiro, so gotta get my rhythm back. Like that. Oh, I forgot I kicked Mikiri. Ugh, I'm so stupid. Hold on a sec. I do want to kill Tutorial Guinea. Hold on, I gotta get my rhythm back. Gotta get my groove back. Okay, give me a second. I haven't died to Tutorial Genichiro in a long time. I have to remember that I can't Mikiri, right? That's the thing. I'm so used to hitting that Mikiri counter that I have to remember that I can't do that. Thank you for texting me. This dude hasn't texted me in days. I start streaming and he texts me immediately. Just do this. Yeah, I want to kill Tutorial Guinea. Okay, this is my tutorial. This is me getting my groove back in. Because again, I haven't played this in a while. Have I seen Neo 2 gameplay? Yeah, I've seen Neo 2 gameplay. I watched I think Maximilian Dude play it. I think is who I watched. First time joining a stream, looking forward to it. Hello, Nia. Yep. Just gonna get some Sekiro boss ranking footage. Don't mind me. I gotta get my groove back first, okay? Gotta get my groove back. I haven't played this game in a minute. Oh, what? I missed that? I must have been off at like a frame on that deflect. Come on, Carmen. Figure it out. Deflect that. Deflect that. Oh, what? How did I not get that? How did I not get that punish? Just like that. Okay, that's one death boy. Just like that. There we go. I'm getting it down now. I was gonna kill him. Oh, nope. That's because I missed a flight or two there. Okay. Tutorial Genichiro. We got him. We got Tutorial Geni. We'll go back 3 minutes. Save that clip. Alright, chat. Look at that. Tutorial Geni. We got him. Where are we going next? Let's see. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? We're going... I don't want to go into Harada just yet. I want to wait. I'll save Harada until probably after I kill Geni. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what order I do things in. I might shake it up from my usual. Pick this up. Is there anything around Hanbei I need? No, I should know. I should have all these item locations memorized from when I did the no attack run, where I beat Sekiro without doing an attack. Alright, that's Muzzy. Genichiro? Genichiro. Did I say it like that? I don't think I said it like that. I know a lot of people pronounce their things in Sekiro different than I do. Like, people pronounce the R's like with a typical like Japanese, like they say Genichiro, like that. But I'm an English speaking guy, so I pronounce it as Genichiro. Hi. I just thought it sounded funny, so I typed, oh, okay. Yeah, Genichiro. Yeah, I had only just recently watched the video, Sekiro Might Die a Lot, and that video, oh my god, that's so funny. I was cackling at that. I pronounced the names in Japanese, that's fine. I've just never done that, I don't know. I'm too American to do that. Like, I know a friend of mine has always, like, criticized my pronunciation of Japanese names. Like, for example, in Persona, there's, like, Yusuke Kitagawa, and he hates that I pronounce it as Kitagawa. And he says it should be pronounced Kitagawa. And I said, okay, that's fine. And on Takamaki, and he said it should be on Takamaki, is how I... Yeah. Yeah. And like Ryuji Sakamoto, he says I should be pronouncing it as Sakamoto. I don't know. I just called them profanities and some very angry names. Oh, that as well. I speak 3 languages. See, I wish, man. I wish to God I could speak more than 1 language. I can barely speak English. I don't have the mental strength. Oh, this poor guy. I don't have the mental strength to speak multiple languages. I can barely walk and chew gum at the same time. Fistful of ash. That'll be useful if I want to cheese the monk later. Honestly, I think how Ryuji pronounces On's last name is spot on. It's no different than yours. Yeah, Takamaki. That's how I've always said it. And he always just... Yet you play Sekiro. Not only that, I play Sekiro with the Spanish dub on. Can I show that? I can't. I play Sekiro with the Spanish dub on, which is funny. I speak English. On a Japanese game, I turn on the Spanish dub. It's very strange. I can't quite explain it. Yeah. I would like to learn another language. Like, I'd like to learn just Mandarin in general. I'd just like to learn Mandarin. Even though where I am, it wouldn't particularly help me. Like, Spanish would obviously be, like, the big one to learn where I am, but I don't know. Good morning, it's Western time. For me, sorry. Oh, it's 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. My brother once set the language of a Japanese game to Italian just to screw with me. Oh, Lord. I did that all the time. Like, when Tomb Mold was here on stream, I would play it in English just because I knew how much he hated the English dub. Tomb Mold, sadly, is no longer with us on stream. Hello, skinny fat boy. Yeah, Tomb Mold is no longer with us on stream, though. I think he had I think he had a bit of a falling out with me and Yarum. I don't know exactly what made him leave, but I don't know. But I think he just kind of had a disagreement with me and Yarum, so he just left. I think that's basically what happened. Should I grab the Jizo? I guess I could. I guess I could just grab the Jizo. Or does this kill me? No, it doesn't. Been a while since I caught one of these. Well, it's been a while since I streamed, so that might also have something to do with it. I have not streamed in a while. Ain't nothing like playing Bloodborne with Swedish text and descriptions. Yeah, it actually looks like Eldritch texts. I thought the new God of War yeah, I thought Ragnarok was good. Like, I mean, on my review, I gave it like an 8.5. I thought it was really good. I don't think it was everything they hyped it up to be, but like it was a great game. I gave it like an 8.5. Gave it, I swear to God. Like I said, I can barely speak English. You did not die twice. If I'm lucky, I won't die for a while. If I'm lucky. I think the longest I've ever gone without dying was... What's up, Carmen? Hello. And cool to more. It's so weird when people say my name, I swear. I think the longest I went without dying, my first death was to 7 Ashina Spears, which I fought after I killed Genichiro. That's like the longest I went. That was like when I got the death cutscene, like Loyal Wolf, take my blood and live again. Oh, misread that. I thought he was doing a thrust. What's more important, story or gameplay? Gameplay. I'm not paying attention, reading chat. Gameplay is the most important part of any game, objectively. If a game has a bad story but fun gameplay, I can play the game. Like, I can platinum a game that has a horrible story and good gameplay. If a game has a great story but horrible gameplay, there's no shot I'll ever get through it. There's no way. Let's go turn the scored seat in. Yeah. Like, if the game just has a bad story but great gameplay, I'll never beat it. I mean, a bad story, great gameplay, I'll platinum it. And if it has, damn, yeah, I mean, I think that's just the way it is. Like, it is a video game, right? It is a video game. The video game needs to play well, is the thing. If you want to have a great story and bad gameplay, go watch a movie. That's what I'll say. Are you playing on PlayStation? Yes, I use PS5. Yeah, straight up. Like, your video game needs to play well for it to be a good video game, right? In order for someone to say this is a good game, then your game needs to play well. You can say it's a good story. Red Dead 2 is good, but the combat is generic and the same. Yeah, and that's why I don't give Red Dead a 10 out of 10. Red Dead's story is fantastic. God, like, Red Dead is one of my favorite games of all time. If you look back at my top 30 game videos I did, I think Red Dead was like number 17. Like, I absolutely loved Red Dead. And the gameplay was fine. Like, the thing is, like, it can never be bad, right? Like, I can have gameplay that's all kind of the same and doesn't really evolve, but the gameplay doesn't need to be bad, right? Like, if the gameplay is bad, I will never finish it, straight up. But, like, if the gameplay is just stagnantly okay, I can beat a game like that, right? And then Red Dead absolutely destroyed me at the end of Chapter 6. Like, I was not emotionally prepared for what that game put me through. But yeah, I think that, and even then, would I say Red Dead is a great game? Probably not, because it doesn't play super well. But I would say Red Dead is probably, I would say, one of the best stories in all of gaming. Maybe the best. I don't know, Red Dead 2, like, really destroyed me. It's just the Rockstar moment? Yeah. And Rockstar games never play super well. They never have that much thought or effort put into the gameplay, which is what it is, right? Although Red Dead 2 was a different case, because Red Dead 2 was, like, one of the best open world games ever. Let me scroll back up here. My biggest issue with Ragnarok, personally, is how many parts of the story felt like a retread of the original. That's probably they go, huh? Yeah, like, everything does kind of feel the same, and I feel like the storytelling for the first, like, half of the game is really messy. Let me see. What else? I've been missing some stuff in chat here. I mean to ask, are you from Texas? No, I'm not from Texas. I'm from the South, but I'm not from Texas. I play Pokemon for the lore. What's worse than a game with good gameplay and a lame story? A game with a bad gameplay and story. See, now you're talking about Dirge of Cerberus, is what you're talking about right now. Story, I'll never finish it. Never. You will never force me to. Except Dirge of Cerberus. I did beat Dirge of Cerberus. Like, yeah. Yeah, like I beat Dirge of Cerberus and Devil May Cry 2, right? So clearly I can handle like something like that. Because like I said, I beat Dirge of Cerberus and DMC 2. That's what do we got here? It could also be stupid immersive. I mean, yeah, like an immersive game is cool and all, but I don't know. I need to have good gameplay to keep me hooked. Or I need to have at least decent gameplay to keep me hooked. Saw someone ask if I had watched, if I had played the Walking Dead Telltale series. I've never played a Telltale game. I've watched a friend of mine play it, but I've never played one because it's not a video game. And I don't want to play a video game that isn't a video game. Death Stranding is a perfect example. Yeah, Death Stranding is a good story. It's not a great game. That's just how it is. That's just my viewpoint on it. You say Death Stranding is a really good story, but you can't look me in the eye and say Death Stranding is a great game. And there's nothing wrong with liking games like that. Like there's nothing wrong with liking like Sony movie games, right? Nothing wrong with liking that. I love me some movie games. God knows I do. I love God of War 2018 and I loved God of War Ragnarok. And I really love The Last of Us 1. There's nothing wrong with liking some Sony movie games because even I like some Sony movie games. But to a limit, like to a degree, you kind of have to admit to yourself that these aren't exactly like super great games like that. Did you ever try any Dark Souls 3 overhaul mods? I've never played on PC, sadly. I need to. It's a masterpiece for a mailman simulator. I would never like. Here's the thing, like while I would say they're not great games, I would never besmirch the creative vision of those games, right? Like I think you can say they're not good games, but I don't think you can ever besmirch the creative vision of something like that. Because as weird as this is going to be to say, it takes a creative mind to make a walking simulator on the level of Death Stranding. It does. It really does. So while I don't like them and while I don't think they're they're great video games, I could never say, oh man, this is just a stupid idea all around. Like I would never say that. Telltale games are neat, but sadly they're limited in gameplay extremely. Ghost of Tsushima has great gameplay while having a good, unique story. It was a joke. Oh yeah, I know it's a joke. I was just clarifying my point because I sound like I'm being a bit of a hater right now. Like I was just clarifying my point on that. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima I thought had fun gameplay. I thought it had an okay story, and I thought it had a bit of a bloated open world, I think. Not quite to the level of Elden Ring bloated open world, but still. Like, I wouldn't say it was as bloated as Elden Ring, but even still, the game felt a little bit bloated. Like when I platinumed Ghost of Tsushima, I think I was at like 40 hours into the game, and I was feeling every single hour towards the end. Like, it was really starting to drag on me. I guess I could get firecrackers. Then you got avoided weight. Oh yeah, the combat of Ragnarok was significantly better. I won't argue that. It is objectively better. I think that 2018 is overall probably a tighter experience just because the storytelling is a bit better, but I think Ragnarok is the better game. It just plays so much better. Although one thing I don't understand why games are doing this. Why do games not let you jump anymore? What is the point of games not giving you a jump button? It's a nitpick that really irks me, and I don't know why. Just got a friend request on PlayStation from Ninchaki. Have I ever shown my user ID before? Oh, sorry. Have I ever shown my PlayStation ID? The story did add more personality to the characters themselves, yeah. And while I think there were definitely some strange parts in the story, like I felt like I was watching She-Hulk again when Freya had Odin by the noose and said, "You have no hold on me anymore," and popped out her wings. Like, I was like, what in the world am I watching? And then, like, she said, "Bow to your queen." Like, when she did that, I was like, am I watching She-Hulk again? Is that what's happening here? For the most part, like, the game remained nitpick free for me, but that in particular, I was like, that's not great. I don't know. It struck me as weird to include, right? It struck me as very strange. Maybe immersion. Would you take The Last of Us more seriously? Oh no, I'm not saying like The Last of Us should allow you to double jump, but there's no reason that Ragnarok doesn't let you jump, right? Like, there's no jump button in Ragnarok, and I find that very strange. Gatching, yes, I knew I missed that Gatching. But yeah, like, I'm not saying every game should allow you to double jump. Like, I don't think in Death Stranding you should be double jumping as you're delivering pizzas or whatever you're doing. At least Freya didn't twerk. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't quite She-Hulk level, but it did strike me as odd. Yeah, like, I'm not saying every game should allow you to have a double jump or something like that, but the fact that you can't jump in Ragnarok really did strike me as weird. And, like, you can't jump in FF7 Remake either. Like, dude, what is this? I'm assuming that'll get fixed in Part 2 because of, like, more open world-esque stuff, but still, at least 16 lets you jump. They confirmed that in the controls. I did not find Odin interesting throughout the whole story. I thought Odin was good. I wouldn't say he was fantastic. Like, this is a very different take from Odin that people are used to. This is a much more, like, Godfather-esque Odin. And he was good, I think. Like, I thought he was a totally good villain. I don't think he was great, but, yeah. I will say I think they killed Thor too quickly. It's like, it was the same weird issue that the last game did where they killed Baldur the second he was starting to become a character. And it's like, okay, Thor is just now becoming a character, and now he is dead. It's the same weird thing they did. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, alright? I do not feel like fighting Ogre, straight up. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I do not feel like it. People hated on The Last of Us 2 too much, in my opinion, might be controversial. Here's the thing, I really did not enjoy The Last of Us Part 2, but I did play it. Like, I saw the leaks, I did not like what I saw, but I said, you know what, I'll play it. I think it might be different. I will go in and say, maybe I will like this game. And I finished that game, and I said, yeah, 6 out of 10. I don't think Last of Us Part 2 was a bad game. Like, I don't think it was a bad video. Oh, that missed me. Like, yeah, I don't think part 2 was a bad game at all, but like I said, I finished part 2 and I said, yeah, it's like a 6. Oh, that hit me. Oh, hold on a sec. There we go. That went pretty well. Okay, let me look back in chat here for a minute. I didn't even enjoy the first one. I mean, the first game's gameplay is okay. Like, it starts to get a little stale towards the end, but it was fine. Like, I didn't play the remake, that's for sure. God knows, I'm not gonna get scammed out of $70 on the same game. Are you crazy? But the problem with The Last of Us 2 is killing off a fan favorite. Okay, here's the thing. My problem is not that Joel died, right? Like, Joel had to die for what he did at the end of part 1. There's no way he could make it through the sequel and not die, right? It's just how it has to be. But oh, I was hoping he wouldn't see me because I've done that before. Joel had to die in part 2. There was no way he could live for what he did. But I think the way they did it was just really bad. Like, the problem with part 2 is, like, everything kind of seems like it's out of order. Like, the problem with part 2 is the storytelling of the game is some of the worst I've ever seen. Like, it is horrible. The storytelling of part 2 is just not very good. Like, everything is just kind of out of order. Like, for example, when you boot up the game, instead of those Ellie and Joel flashbacks that just get dropped throughout the story at random intervals, like, dude, put those at the beginning of the game. Like, make us love Joel again. Make us continue to like Joel. And then you kill him off and people care, right? And it's like, it's another weird thing that happens where at the beginning of the game, they talk about the thing that happened at the bar with the homophobic dude, right? And we don't get context on what happened here until the end of the game. And it's like, dude, who cares? That was 23 hours ago. Why should I even care anymore? And the answer is, I don't. That's the thing. Like, it's just so weird how the game does that. It wants to give context on things that happened, that happened 100 years ago. And it's like, dude, I don't care. This happened so long ago, we're way past that. I guess I should go get the book from Sculptor, so I can get Makiri. Hopefully the TV series will be good. I am not very confident. I don't like the casting for the TV series. Like, it doesn't bother me that bad. I think it was a fumble for Ellie. Like, yeah, like, I do not think she looks great as Ellie at all. Like, I know a friend of mine had told me this was kind of not a nice thing to say, but anyone think that Ellie kind of looks like the people from The Hills Have Eyes? Anyone else think that? What TV series? The Last of Us TV series coming in January. Like, anyone else kind of think that Ellie looks like the people from The Hills Have Eyes? Is that just me? The way how Joe did was great writing because he realized all the bad stuff he did with that. No, he never done one in space. I mean, like, yeah. Like, I think making Joe realize he did wrong but not caring, like, that is Joe. Joe knew 100% what he was doing when he did it. Right? He knew. Like, that is one thing with Joel's writing that is legitimately great. Joel knew what he was doing when he did it. That was the thing. He knew he didn't care, and he said he would do it again, and that is Joel. That is the great writing of Joel. Now, I do think that it is strange that the second he met Abby and her friends, like him and Tommy both were like, "Hey Abby, I'm Tommy. This is Joel Miller, by the way, in case you didn't know. Just letting you know, his name is Joel Miller. We live in a little area down here. Everybody else is decently far away, so if you were to kill us, people probably wouldn't make it here in time. To be honest with you, like." It really struck me as weird that it's like, okay, this is an apocalypse, and this is how people are talking to each other. Hello. It's like, I don't know, it definitely struck me as odd, right? It really felt like, okay, we need to kill off this character. We need to kill him off post haste. He needs to go right now, is what that felt like. Let me kill this Gunfort guy. He'll give me enough to get me carry. I mean, yeah, she'd probably be a good actress, but yeah, like, I think she is a complete miscast. I had told my friend, my friend is a Naughty Dog fanboy. It's funny, because I'm an avid, like, Naughty Dog hater. Straight up, like, I'll tell you, I think they're a B tier developer, and he is, like, a Naughty Dog fanboy. He is one of the biggest Naughty Dog fanboys ever, and, like, I said, dude, they're gonna cast Tom Holland as Joel. You just wait. Dude, their casting as Dave is probably the biggest fumble I've ever seen. That was such a huge fumble. It's like, why does Dave look like the dude I expect to be behind the counter at a vape store? Why does he look like that? I shouldn't see Dave and think he looks like I should see him behind the counter at a vape store. Let's see. The flashbacks, LA Happy. Yeah, like, I get that, but it's like, it doesn't work as effective storytelling because he's already dead. That's the thing. Like, if these happened before, then you would reflect upon them when he died, whereas they show them now so you can reflect on his death. It doesn't have the same impact because he's already dead. That's the problem. Like, if the flashbacks were earlier, then it would hit harder because, again, you could reflect on those when he died. Whereas you show them after, and you reflect on his death when you see the flashbacks. It doesn't have the same effect. Let me actually just go down here and grab this idol, and then I'll just come back up and kill everything in this area. I'll just grab the idol and then come up here. Just pray him away, boys. Just pray him away. Okay. Probably should have got that shuriken fitted, huh? That would have been a good idea. I remember when they announced they were doing like a Ghost of Tsushima movie or whatever. Like they doing a Ghost of Tsushima movie, and I told my friend, I said, dude, hear me out. Tom Holland is Jin Sakai. I was like, dude, hear me out. Trust me. This is gonna be a great idea. Have you played Undertale? No, I've not played Undertale. It's never been something that interested me. It has an impact on her looking back because she didn't expect it to have... Yeah, it has an impact on Ellie, but it doesn't have an impact on the player. Yeah, Ellie thinks about them, and it really, like... And it hurts her to think about that, but, like... It doesn't have an impact on the player because why should I care? He's dead. He's gone. I don't feel anything for this because it's already happened. Like, I get that it impacts Ellie, but it should also impact the player, which I think it fails to do. And again, I didn't go into part 2 wanting to hate the game. What was bad writing? Yeah, that was bad writing. Yara and Isaac, like, dude, Isaac was nothing. He was a jobber. He got jobbed out just so quick. Yara, like, it's like, dude, I wasted all of this time helping Yara, and now she's dead. Come on. I did like Lev, though. Like, the whole... Like, as much as I didn't like Abby, I will say the trip when you go, like, to the sky bridges with Yara and Lev, like, that was great. That was probably the best part of the game. I think that was definitely the best part. And then, like, you go down and you fight the Rat King. Like, that part was so sick. Like, if I ever go back to replay The Last of Us Part 2, that's the part I look forward to doing. That whole part. Because it was just so good. She did sacrifice herself for Liv. Tom Holland is freaking everywhere, not always for the right reasons. Yeah, like I said, like I was telling my friend, I said, imagine they cast him to play Gene Sakai. All because he is the worst Spider-Man. Shameful. Oh, I jumped over. Tom Holland, the worst Spider-Man, gets every role. Hold on a second. Let me pay attention. Chat pops up in the bottom right of my screen, so it distracts me when I'm fighting. Hold on a second. This guy's movements have always been so weird to me. The only one that feels like decently fluid in a fight is the one on the stairs at Ashina Castle. Don't do that. Oh, really? How did that not break his posture? Come on now. How did that not break him? Oh, I thought he was going to thrust. I forgot that's the other general that does that after a combo. Okay, we got him. Does Bloodborne have FPS drops on PS5? A little. It's not nearly as bad as it was before, though. Like, it definitely still drops some frames, but not nearly as much as it usually does. Also, I thought it was a really good thing that Abby has been shown off because they're a female. I just let that explain to the kid. Hold on a second. Can't break posture, stab it. Oh, I always forget to thrust. I only ever thrust when I'm fighting Owl Father, because he has like one move where you're safe to thrust him. He'll usually Makiri you, but he has one opening where you can thrust him. Let's see here. I mean, I do think that Abby's muscular form is a tad unrealistic, especially given like the situation like in the apocalypse. I know like you see that they have like abundance of supply of meat and protein where she's at, but it's like then why aren't other people jacked, right? Like why isn't everyone else jacked? If Kevin Hart gets cast as Kratos, I'm gonna lose it, dude. I would cackle if that happened. Yeah, like, I think Abby's body is a tad on the unrealistic side, but like it doesn't ruin everything for me. Like I see it, I think, yeah, that's a little strange, but it doesn't like I'm not like this is appalling. She looks like a man. Like nah. Like it is what it is. All right. Yeah, she looks a little masculine, but it's not a big deal. I do find it strange that Sony seems like they just want to create the ugliest human beings possible in their games, and that definitely strikes me. Because she is known as a top scar killer. Okay, but like other people in the WLF would still probably be pretty jacked. Like no man there even approaches the level of swole that Abby is, and I find that really strange. Like, of course I get it. Like we want to make this strong woman, which is fine, right? Like strong woman, sure, that's cool. But I don't know. It strikes me as odd that everybody else in the WLF is like not nearly as swole as Abby. Again, it doesn't ruin the game for me. It doesn't detract everything. Like again, I want to be clear. I give Part 2 like a 6 out of 10. It was a fine game. It was an above average game. But I don't know. That in particular did strike me as odd. Strong doesn't mean ugly. I know that. I didn't say that. I will say I don't find Abby attractive. I don't find Ellie attractive. I don't find Dina attractive. Like, I don't find, for the most part, I don't find Aloy that attractive. Like, it's strange that Sony seems like they want to create some of the ugliest human beings alive. Like, some of them in Horizon Forbidden West, some of the NPCs look borderline uncanny. It's very strange. Should I ring the demon bell? Probably not. No, we'll save that for later. Like some of the NPCs in Forbidden West definitely look on the uncanny side. Abby did have the supplies, but it's not completely unrealistic. I mean, like I said earlier, I know the WLF, like, they showed they had a big gym and a constant supply of meat for protein and stuff like that, but again, my main point is that it seems weird that none of the men or literally anybody else in the WLF is as swole as Abby. Like, that's the thing that strikes me as weird. If there were, like, other people in the WLF as swole as her, it wouldn't bother me that bad. But the fact that it's only her who's that swole is really weird, I think. I will say, this is a crackpot theory, but stay with me. I think that Tommy was supposed to die from that gunshot. When Abby shoots him, I think that Tommy was supposed to die. I was just thinking about buying a PS5, but don't know if it's worth it. If you have a PC, I would honestly say that unless, like, big releases like God of War, like FF16 or something, are like day one must plays to you, unless they are, I would honestly say that, like, PS5 isn't a must buy. Unless those are like day one must play, I wouldn't even recommend it. If you have a PC, you'll be fine. She was also a Firefly, and her dad was alive. I know that. Like, I'm not saying Abby is a bad, poorly written character, although I think that it is strange that, like, that Abby is the one who gets all of her chance for redemption for what she did, despite never really showing that she's remorseful for it, whereas Ellie just kind of gets nothing throughout the entire game. I don't know. Just strange things like that. I don't think Abby is a bad character, right? There are things about the character that strike me as odd, but I don't think she's a bad, poorly written character for the most part. Yeah. I think all the side characters are extremely poorly written, though. That I'll say confidently. I think all the side characters are just bad. Which, that's kind of what happens when you write a game that's about 2 characters and fill it with, like, 30. Things are going to get a little messy. And I think all the side characters in Part 2 are just bad. Just not well written. Like, everyone on Abby's side is just super generic. Dina has literally no character beyond just blindly agreeing with Ellie on everything she says. Anyone here seen or played Detroit Become Human? I've watched Maximilian Dude play some of it, I think. I think it was him I watched. Oh, this poor guy. Also, the way Ellie said, "You're gonna die," and all his friends die. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna argue about things like that happen, but still. I also like Manny. I mean, there's nothing to like about Manny. He just doesn't have a character, except he likes his dog and says pendejo a lot. That's kind of his entire character. He likes his dog and says pendejo a lot. That's his character in all of the game. That's everything. Even Tommy, I thought, wasn't super well written. I did like Jesse. Like, when Jesse was around, I liked Jesse. But he gets dealt such a raw deal in the game that, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to really feel anything for him because he doesn't do anything. And it's like another strange thing that, you know, Jesse's even a hero at one point or two. Like, he actually does things on occasion. And then Abby shoots him as he comes out of a door, and he is never mentioned again. It's like that bullet just completely erased him from existence, as if he was never there. It is the strangest thing. Like, it's a bunch of weird writing choices like that. As he got shot coming out of a door, and like he never existed. Like maybe the bullet sent him back in time or something, long before his birth, and that's why nobody remembers him. Maybe that's what happened. But how did Abby even get so ripped? She built like a JoJo character. Now again, I don't think that it's unrealistic for Abby to look the way she does. I think it's unrealistic for her to be the only one that looks that way. She got ripped because in the game they do show that the WLF has a big gym and a huge supply of meat for protein and stuff. Like that much I won't question. It's not strange that Abby is so ripped. It's strange that she's the only one that's that ripped. Dina was like that pregnant lady, but don't talk about herself being Jewish. So Dina's character is talking about being Jewish? I mean, like, pretty much everything that here's the thing. I played this game like 2 years ago, right? Like, yeah, 2 years ago is when I played part 2. And here's all I remember from Dina. Everything I remember is she, whenever Ellie has a suggestion of any kind, Dina just says stuff like, "You're so stupid, I love you," and that's it. That's her whole character. Like, she doesn't do much. Kill you. We spent a long time with me just ragging on part 2. Yeah. Another big issue I had with part 2 was getting off the story and characters for a minute. The gameplay just did not change enough, I think. Like, it's borderline the exact same game from 10 years ago. Like, they added a prone button and a dodge button, which, I don't know if you know this, these features have been in a couple other games. They've been in a couple other games of this exact same genre for, like, the last 20 years. So, like, these mechanics probably should have been here in the first place. How did the outbreak even happen in The Last of Us? Okay, now that is something that I actually like about The Last of Us. They keep it ambiguous how it all started. Basically, like the outbreak, like, they're not technically zombies, because when you kill them, they're dead. It's an infection of cordyceps that grow on the brain and mutate and just make you go completely crazy and induce cannibalism, stuff like that. I do like how they keep the source of the breakout ambiguous. I like that a lot. I hope that the series doesn't try to cover that, because I did really like that they kept that sort of thing pretty ambiguous. Alright, this is Gyobu. Yeah. Oh, I missed. Idiot, idiot, idiot. Idiot, idiot, idiot. Don't do that. Ow, I got hit. That's one life. Bam. The cabeza de Gyobu. I love the Spanish dub of this. The boss will take your life or render you deaf. Well, I have it on the Spanish dub, so I don't have to listen to the "My name is Gyobu Masataka Oniwa." And then he says, "Mañamo!" Poor Gyobu. Poor guy. Don't do that. Ow. 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 Why not the original JP voiceover? Because I kept it in English when Tomb Mold was around because I knew it aggravated him, and now I keep it in Spanish because it's funny. Because why not? I don't speak Spanish, by the way. Not at all. I don't know a single bit of Spanish, but I just find it funny to keep it in that dub. Let me see here. Gameplay was good because playing as Ellie is not as demanding, more use for stealth. Just playing as Abby or Joel, you have military equipment. I don't know. I feel like saying that the gameplay of it is good is a bit of a stretch. Like, the gameplay is fun for about the first 10 hours. Like, for about the first, like, half of the game. The gameplay is okay. Like, it's solid. But then, like, the problem is it doesn't change. Like, the gameplay just doesn't particularly evolve any over the course of the entire game. It's the exact same as the last game, and it doesn't change any. I think I saw a question like, what's everyone's favorite show or whatever? I can't... It says message retracted, so I'm assuming you just deleted it. If that was the question, my favorite show is probably The Boys, but if I had to, like, if you want to specify for, like, anime or something, it'd be Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Favorite TV show, yeah. So for just a normal show, The Boys... For my favorite, for like an anime or something, probably Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Gunplay is also good. Gunplay is okay. Right? Like, I don't want to... let's not play like the gunplay as anything too special. The gameplay part 2 is okay, right? Like, it's fine. It is functional combat. Functional combat that works most of the time. But I would never say that the gameplay of Part 2 is anything to write home about specifically. Gourd Seed, huh? Only anime you've watched is Naruto? I don't watch a ton of anime. Not at all, actually. I used to watch a lot back when I was in, like, middle school, but these days I don't watch much anime at all. The last new show I watched, like, I'd never seen before. My cousin got me to watch Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, like, 4 years ago. That was the last new show I watched. In recent memory. I might have seen one more recent than that. The only ones I really keep up with is, like, the only, like, anime I keep up with what's going on for it is Dragon Ball, because I just grew up watching Dragon Ball. I grew up watching Dragon Ball, so now for the rest of my life I have to keep up with it. Even though Super is bottom fiction, I have to keep up with it. As much as I hate Dragon Ball Super with a burning passion, I have to keep up with bottom fiction. Favorite TV show is Breaking Bad. Okay, so now is this part where I get to reveal some very, very bad things about myself. I have never seen a single episode of Breaking Bad. I've never seen a single episode of Game of Thrones. I've never seen a single clip from Lord of the Rings. Never seen anything from The Hobbit. I've never seen anything like that. Naruto is annoying to watch as an adult because it feels like a bunch of kids bantering as to who's better and more skillful. Yeah, it's not great. Like, I don't think Naruto is a top shonen or anything. Like, I watched Naruto, I think I hadn't seen it through in about 5 years. And then, like, a year and a half ago, I just decided to binge watch the entire series back through. And starting from OG Naruto to the end of Shippuden. And I finished, I was like, yeah, it was cool. It was fine. It was okay. It wasn't anything too special. Guys, we found Mark Zuckerberg. What, talking about me not watching anything? Yeah, I just don't watch a lot of TV. Or movies. Like the last non-comic book movie or anything like that I watched, the last new one was The Wolf of Wall Street. That was the last like non comic book new movie that I watched. I just don't watch a lot because I was raised with. Oh, I don't have I don't have the axe. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. I don't have the axe. I don't think I have Vault Over either. Whatever. I'll come back when I go to Harada. I'll probably go to Harada after I kill Bull. You understand? Yeah, I know Lev's backstory, yeah. Like, I said earlier, like, Lev was a great character. I really like Lev. I think I said it earlier. Like, I think Lev was probably one of the best written characters of the game. Granted, it's not really steep competition, but Lev was I think the best written character of the game. Last movie you watched was Wall-E. I actually haven't seen Wall-E. Which, here's the thing. I hadn't... Lev was a transgender, Nicole. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Lev was just a great written character. Him being transgender doesn't really change my opinion of him as a character. He was just a well-written character. Like, I played the game. I know the characters. I know their backstories. I know what happened. Let's not do that. Like, yeah, I played The Last of Us Part 2. I'm not just talking about something I haven't played. Like that's usually not how I do things. Like, I saw the leaks and I didn't like what I saw, but I said, you know what? I want to play it for myself. I want to see how it actually is. Like, Lev being a transgender character doesn't add or detract from my opinions on the character. It is just a good, well-written character who also happens to be transgender. I will not kill Bull right now, as I do not have any gourds on me. Alright, let's go get those gourds back. I need to go get some gourd seeds.